Oh man, guys, really don't feel like making this video, but obviously we still got to talk about it. A lot to be talked about here, guys. And I'm all excited here. I got my Flyers t-shirt. I'm ready for tonight. I'm ready for game one. The Flyers really one of the little things that is bringing me joy in Philly sports, but we have to talk about it. So Sixers obviously lose last night or yesterday afternoon to the Boston Celtics, 110-106 to complete the sweep against our arch rivals, the Boston Celtics. Man, I think, to me, honestly, like, it sucks. Obviously, like, it's just the fact that we lost to Boston. Like, it would have been different if it was against like Indiana or even Milwaukee. Like, if Milwaukee swept us, like, I wouldn't feel the way I do now. But it's Boston. This is the team that we hate the most. This is the Dallas Cowboys. This is the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is the New York Mets. This is the New York Red Bulls. This is the Boston Celtics, the team that we hate the most in the NBA. And we got swept. Absolutely swept. And there's so much wrong with this team that I'm going to get to in a second, but you don't get swept by the Boston Celtics. At the end of the day, you do not get swept by the Boston Celtics. My God, man. Guys, we're down in Brigantine live here in Brigantine, New Jersey. My girlfriend's got the day off, so I figured, I could still do some videos down here and get some of the sun. It's a beautiful day here. It's a little warm, but I still got some breeze going on, so that is good. That's one of the only things brightening up the fact that we got swept by the Boston Celtics yesterday, so that's not too bad. Guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel to brighten up my day at least a little bit. Man, the Sixers really ruining it for us. But let's get I'm not going to talk too much about this game because, to be quite honest with you guys, this game was similar to game one, similar to game three. We saw some fight. We saw some good plays. Joel Embiid went crazy again. But at the end of the day, what we realized from this series is that the Boston Celtics flat out were a better team than the Philadelphia 76ers. And that's the fact of the matter. And that's it. And it sucks that you get swept by the Boston Celtics. But the fact of the matter is, Boston is a better team than us. Like, even in this game, Jaylen Brown only gets 15 points, but then you get Jason Tatum dropping 28, Kemba Walker dropping 32, Kemba Walker flourishing in his first playoff series win that he's actually the favorite. Not like in Charlotte where it's like, all right, it's cute, Charlotte's in the playoffs, they're gonna get swept now, right? So Kemba absolutely flourishing in a better situation with Boston, as we're going to try to cross a big street here. Hopefully people stop for us. But one thing I will say, the starting lineup for the Sixers did play a little bit better. We actually did get some contributions from Toby, Josh, Al, and Shake Milton. Again, it's not enough to beat Boston, but Al had his best game, dropping 12 points. Toby had his best game, dropping 20 points. Josh and Shake both had 14 points apiece, but that's just not going to be enough to beat Boston. And it's not like your bench did anything. You only got 9 points, again, from your bench. Howell Nato saw some minutes here in this game. Oh, my God. I hope that he goes to Real Madrid. That's the rumor that I'm hearing. He's supposed to be being looked at by Real Madrid to go there. And listen, sometimes you're just not an NBA player. And the fact of the matter is, Howell cannot score consistently to be an NBA player. Howell cannot defend whatsoever to be an NBA player. And if your bench can't at least give you some contributions with the points that the starting lineup is putting up, then there's absolutely no chance we were going to win a game in this series. JoJo dropping 30 points in this game, and you really do feel for JoJo. He told you at the end of the Game 3 press conference, he does not want to get swept. He does not want that in his resume. And unfortunately, it is going to be in his resume. He got swept by the Boston Celtics in 2020. It's going to be in there. But for JoJo, you need stuff like this to happen so that you can improve. You need to go through these obstacles so that you can learn from it and improve upon. Now, I think that, obviously, getting swept by Boston is not any of his doing, because my man was averaging 30 points in the series. The lowest he scored in this series was 26 in game 1. So he's absolutely not the guy to be pointing the fingers at. However, we need JoJo to grow up. And what I mean by that is, as a leader, as the best player on the Philadelphia 76ers, I should not be seeing my best player, my leader, with his head down and just looking miserable, looking upset. Obviously, you're upset. You're getting swept by the Boston Celtics, a team you hate the most. But as a leader, you need to lead. And what that shows your guys is that you're done. There's absolutely no chance if even your leader, your best player, is on the sidelines with his head down. So there's a lot to talk about as far as the offseason goes, because clearly we're now in off-season mode. And I really don't want to talk. That's really it about the game. You saw, again, every game in the series, you saw some fight. You saw some effort. But flat out, the Sixers are not a better team than the Celtics whatsoever. Nowhere near. And obviously, Brett Brown, his coaching at times, most times, can be, questionable. And when, when you have Brad Stevens as a better coach over Brett Brown, that's going to happen as well. Oh, man. So now we move on to the offseason. A lot of question marks, guys. A hell of a lot of question marks. And obviously, the number one thing everyone wants to talk about and wants to know is, what is the future of Brett Brown? And it's been rumored and it's been reported that he could be fired. Literally, he probably could be fired right now, and I wouldn't know because I'm recording this video. So it looks like any day, any second, he could be fired and relieved of his duties as the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. And let me just say this, guys. I know a lot of you guys are over Brett Brown and sick and tired of Brett Brown. And I get it. This is not how we envision our 2020 year to go. But Brett Brown took us through a time in the process years where only he could have gone through those years. The front office had a plan, a long-term plan that would result in winning. And at the beginning, we had to lose. We had to lose to get the assets, to get the players that can help us build a championship caliber team. Brett Brown was the perfect guy for that. And you can say what you want. Brett Brown was the perfect guy for that. There are players in the NBA who were here during the process years and are still playing. Not a lot of them, but they're still playing. So, and he's in his career, he's helped. Look at the nation of Australia, where I believe he's still the coach. There is an influx of Australian players in the NBA. A lot has to do with Brett Brown as well. So it's just unfortunate, and these things happen. Brett Brown is the longest tenured coach in Philadelphia at the current moment. 7 years, that's a long time in any professional sport. 7 years is a long time to be coaching in one place. And you got to commend Brett Brown for being able to stay here for 7 years and help us at least win a playoff series, build some sustained stability here. This year, I don't chalk it up just to Brett Brown. Did he make some bad mistakes? Absolutely. Did this front office build a good team for him? Absolutely not. And Brett Brown is not a type of guy who is a complex X and O's type of guy. And I felt like with this team, you had to get a little bit more creative and dive a little deeper as far as X's and O's. And unfortunately, Brett Brown cannot be that guy. So the next step is Elton Brand. Now, I think that if you are going to sit there and fire Brett Brown, I think that you need to do the due diligence and fire Elton Brand as well. Because Elton Brand did not give Brett Brown a type of roster that you can go in this season and feel, okay, this team is better than last year. We all know what happened last year. We were just literally one freakish play away from possibly winning NBA Finals. And I know I had a comment in the last video saying I was a little far-fetched for saying that, but no, I was not far-fetched for saying that, because if you literally look at last year, the way the Raptors handled the playoffs after beating us, we could have beaten that Milwaukee team, and you could argue with me all you want, but we could have definitely beaten that Milwaukee team, and almost anyone could have beaten that Warriors team with all the injuries that they had. So after that type of season, you go into this year, you make a panic move on signing Al Horford. You make a panic move by making Tobias Harris your most expensive player on this team as well. And of course I was happy we got Al Horford. I'm a proud Latino and I cover Philly sports. And I know what Al Horford has done in his career. So yes, I was happy about that. But the fact of the matter is, that's a lot of money for an aging player. And we saw that, number one, Al was placed in the wrong position. And number two, Al could have helped this team off the bench, not making $109 million. So those two contracts are going to bite us in the ass. You got 4 of your 5 starters making what they're making. A lot needs to be changed. So I think that the next couple days, I need to see if Brett is going to be gone, which he's going to be gone. He and Elton Brand need to go together. The front office needs to be completely swept clean. And I've been really critical of this ownership group with Harris and the Blitzer Co. But like, do you really care about the Sixers? Do you really want the Sixers to win a championship? Or do you just want the Sixers to be good enough just so that people can buy seats, buy jerseys, and bring some relevancy to the Sixers? Like, what is it that you really want? Because I do see what you're doing with the Devils. That was a mess. You literally had a great core, and you imploded it. And I'm seeing what's going on with Crystal Palace in the Premier League, and that's another joke as well. So what is it that you want with the Sixers here? And that's really my biggest concern here. It's not who's going to be the next GM. It's not who's going to be the next coach. But where the hell is the mindset of Harris and this Blitzer and Co? Like, that's really what we got to ask. But here's my take as far as the next coach goes. So my criteria for the next coach of my Philadelphia 76ers, number one, the biggest number one, and this is what I need the most, is I need the next coach of the Sixers to be a disciplinary guy or woman. That'd be cool to see a woman, but a disciplinary at first is what I need for the Sixers to be looking for. I need someone who's going to come in, show Joel Embiid, show Ben Simmons how to be a professional. I'm sick and tired of seeing Joel Embiid on the sideline crying and not demonstrating good leadership skills. I'm sick and tired of Ben Simmons being arrogant and just not communicating with the guys. You're the freaking point guard for crying out loud. And you're not out here talking to these guys like you saw in the series of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, when the Sixers were going on runs, or even on every single play, good or bad, they're in the sidelines or they're going back to the other side of the court and talking what happened, what went there, what went good, what went bad. And I don't see that at all with the Sixers. So I need someone who's going to show the Sixers how to do that. And here's my guy. And I might get some shit for this, but the next coach of the Philadelphia 76ers should be Jason Kidd. Yes, sir, I said that. Jason Kidd should be the next coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. And here's why I say this. Number one, everywhere he's gone, the team wins. Even with the Brooklyn Nets, his first hurrah. You know, Brooklyn did build a good team for that moment, and they went to the playoffs. They had some sustained success. Didn't work out. He goes to Milwaukee, to a young Giannis. And what does he do with Giannis? You're seeing what Giannis is doing right now. And that's just no freak accident. That has a lot to do with the coaching of Jason Kidd. And credit to the Milwaukee Bucks for building a team around Giannis after Jason left. And things happened and he left. So now those are two experiences for Jason Kidd for him to learn from. Now he's the assistant coach with the Los Angeles Lakers. And you guys are seeing what's going on with the Lakers right now. And you can't just think that that's just Frank Vogel and LeBron James. No, Kidd is not going to just shut up on the sidelines. He's definitely doing his coaching. And I think that that is the perfect guy to show Joel and show Ben how to be professional. Kick them in the ass a little bit, show them the ropes. And of course, the one comp that I always heard when Ben Simmons was coming in the NBA was that Ben is the next Jason Kidd in the NBA. And I always heard that because of his assist ability, his driving ability. So why not get Jason Kidd, who everyone compares Ben Simmons to coach him, and hopefully Jason Kidd can be the guy to get him to start shooting the ball. Like, that would be a great opportunity here, and that I would love to see. So that's my guy as far as the next coach for the Philadelphia 76ers. And then we just need a GM. I think you need to find another, young, bright mind. And I mean, I don't want to say another Sam Hinkie because I know what Sam Hinkie did here, but a bright mind who knows what the Sixers need. And this whole notion that Ben and JoJo can't play together, no, done hearing that. That is out the door. It is not going to happen. These two are going to play, and the Sixers are going to try to win with these two players. And in 2017, they showed us that they can play together, and you can win with them two together. You just need shooters who can play a little bit better defense than JJ, Marco, and Ersan. That's all you need. So I think the blueprint is set. You need to find a way to get rid of Al Horford, unfortunately. I think if you switch Toby out to the 4, you get yourself a good shooter to play the 3. I think that next season going in with Ben, Josh, a good number 3, Toby and JoJo, with Jason Kidd at coach. I'm already getting excited about that, guys. I'm definitely getting excited about that. And that, to me, brings some joy and happiness in me. But, of course, we got to wait and see what the Sixers are going to do. And they can very well absolutely screw this up. So, again, guys, Sixers getting swept by the Boston Celtics 4-0, losing Game 4, 110-106. Guys, it's rough. I know it's rough, and I know you're upset. I'm upset as well, but I'm an optimist. I know I am, and I've had the same mentality since the process started happening. Things will work out, and I know the Sixers will find their way. This is just a bump in the road, guys. I truly believe it. This is just a bump in the road to get to where we're at, right where we need to go. Remember Minnesota, during our process years, everyone was saying that 2017, 2018, the Sixers and the Timberwolves will meet up in the NBA Finals, and obviously the Timberwolves went in a different direction and they went downhill. But look at them now. They're about to be good again. They have D'Angelo Russell, they have Cat, and they're about to get that third piece that they needed. They made a bad trade by getting Jimmy Butler, and they're about to be good again. Same thing's gonna happen with the Sixers. This to me is just 2 smart moves away from getting back into this right direction. Just 2 smart moves away. But obviously, it's gonna be up to the Sixers to see what happens. Guys, in the comments below, let's talk about it together. Let me know what your thoughts were on the Sixers here. What do the Sixers need to do in order to turn the ship around? Let's vent together, guys. Let me know, and let's talk about it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have watched up to this point, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel to help continue the growth of your favorite Parcero. And until next time, guys, I'm your boy, Parcero Philly, and I'm telling you guys, trust that damn process. Just trust it. Talk to you soon, guys.